One thing I do is I save some computer packing foam, and I use that to cradle my planes when I'm at the field. Just two pieces together. I got it tapered down the front. Tapered at the front for my tail draggers. This is the only tricycle plane I have, but I mean, just something simple like that. They come in handy too when you're transporting the planes. You can kind of use it to separate the plane parts. All right, that's it. A variable this morning. Taking off in intermediate mode. The DX9 is going in the shop, so got to use my trusty droid stopwatch. Slow her down. It's a little breezy up in this corner. It's funny, the winds are funny up here. Like it's blowing pretty good. You can probably hear it in the mic. Step over the holes. The field got kind of tore up. They had a horse show here, and then of course Thunder Beach. So I'm going to keep it up kind of high. Slow her down in the wind. But she's a pretty stable plane in intermediate mode. Having to use my quads controller, the DX5E, because my DX9 is going in the shop. It's got some kind of intermittent power problem. Hopefully they can get that sorted out. Hate buying a new controller and then have something go wrong with it right out of the box. But thankfully it didn't stop if I was in the air. A little rudder, a lot of rudder on a turn. I don't have any channels mixed. Just add my own rudder. Flying here at the park, you gotta watch out for the poles. Usually I fly low inside the poles, but with that camper left over from Thunder over there, I got to stay up kind of high and try not to fly over them in case something goes wrong. Bring it down for a zoom by. Get some altitude. And that corner's tricky when it's windy up there. It's real easy to stall, so I'm going to pick up a little speed around that corner. Slow her back down. I like the way she flies though. She flies nice. I bought this to teach some people how to fly. I want to teach my sons. And some people at work. There the wind kind of caught it. You can see it drift a little bit. I'll try to fly by the windsock here. Bring it around, slow her down. Alright, bring her down, bring her around. Now you can see where the sock's at, it's not blowing that bad. It's not bad, it's not windy. I wouldn't call this windy. It's just a tricky wind. You'd have to, like if you're a beginner, you'd want to make sure you add a little power in the turn so you don't stall. I notice this thing has a tendency to want to pitch up, but I think part of the problem is that I might be pulling down, mixing a little up elevator in on the turns. Yeah, that's what it was. Like I'm not used to this DX5 sticks. I'm used to my DX9. They're a little different. It feels a little different. DX9 is so nice. Alright, let's see. Do a little power off. Glide down in the wind. Man, it has that. Gyro works nice. Got to see where I'm at in relation to the poles. Flying a 3700 battery. Ooh, get a little porpoising there. Let's get it back up. Alright, I want to straighten her up here and put her in beginner mode. You can see immediately it snapped up the wings level from my turns. It's not going to let me turn as sharp. I have to add a little rudder on this turn to get it to turn around here and stay in this part of the field. I'm going to let it go up a little higher, drift over the poles. Point it into the wind a little bit. I notice on beginner mode it wants to climb. I've noticed that watching other people fly them here. There's a couple guys that got them here. Kyle's one. Just letting it kind of drift in like it was going to land. Alright, got my altitude in control. Let's start flying it again. Try not to let it get so high. But if it gets up high on you, just take the throttle off and, you know, let it glide down to an altitude where you're comfortable again. It does big turns. Like I had to add a little rudder to get the turn to come around there. Alright, I'm gonna take it out here. I'm gonna let it do this right hand turn, just using the ailerons. Just does a nice gradual turn. It's not bad. I'm going to add a little rudder on this left turn. See, it turns around a lot quicker. Once you get used to mixing the rudder in, it's not bad. In fact, I enjoy doing it myself. I'll still, on my other planes, leave a little mix in case I just want to fly lazy. But not near enough for like a normal good turn. Letting it drift down here into the wind, get a little power, get a little altitude, bring it out this way, power it up. I do not want to hit these poles. I've hit everything else out here but the telephone poles. I've hit just about every one of those little yellow power stands that you see around the field. I've nailed the white fence over there. I've hit that power box down on that end, the power box on this end when I was learning to fly. But I can see why people like these planes. I mean, I like flying it, and heck, I can fly just about everything now. When I don't do something stupid. Adding a little more power during the turn there. Bring it back down. Just crabbing just a little bit in the crosswind. I suppose the winds, I feel like they're only 5 to 7, so I wouldn't even consider this a wind. Add a little more power. Just a little bit above half power now. Not just barely above half power. I just wanted to get some altitude or some speed on that upwind turn. I'm going to slow her down on the downwind. Bring her back to the left. Alright, now I'm going to whip her around. Don't really like flying over these trees, and my timer's telling me I've been up for 8 minutes now, so I start bringing her down. I'm not sure how. I'm probably going to land. Bring it down this way. Bring it down over the horse show. Let it drop some altitude. Bring it around. Bring it around. Start cutting power. Watching for stalls. Alright, now I'm going to let it land itself. Oops, it's gliding too far. A little power. Alright. I see I'm going to have to take her up. Take her back down here, start slowing her down. Alright, Do a snap turn. You gotta watch over those trees because you get uplifts off the trees. Alright, I'm gonna bring her down now. She's gonna come down. I'm guiding it down. Letting go. Boom. Man. When I was beginning, if I could have landed like that, it would have saved a lot of wear and tear on the planes. But that landing was in the beginner mode. I just added a slight down elevator to drop more altitude, and then let it off and let it land itself. I've landed in intermediate mode, but you know, for a beginner plane, holy cow, this thing is great, and it's fun to fly. It's fun to fly in the other modes. Does really well. You can see I got a little bit of a breeze. There's my flag over there. But you know, the winds are different. Like the wind's a little stronger here than it is over there, because right now we're getting the southeast or southwest wind off the beach. And here at Frank Brown Park, that's predominant. You know, this time of day it's kind of late. It's about 9 o'clock, which, you know, for flying down here it's kind of late. You can see the fields kind of tore up from the horse show. And then Thunder Mess there. That's where we normally fly, is about where that white truck's at right there. The good folks here at the park, they take care of us pretty well. Of course, we don't tear anything up. We try to leave it neater than when we left. But there it is, my E-flite Apprentice. Like I said, I've got all kinds of planes, but I bought this because I just want something that's pretty easy to throw in the trunk. I don't have my SUV today, I got the little car. And it's a great plane. Thanks for watching this Frank Brown Park, beautiful Frank Brown Park Flyers down at Panama City Beach at E-flite Apprentice. Thank you.